As I stated at the start of my last video, I don't really believe in slumps. At the same time, I know, and you probably know too, when something's just not right. The other part of that is, it doesn't have to be in your physical game, although the basics of pool should be where you start to try to figure it out. It might easily be a mental thing. You're under too much stress, you're having financial pressure, you're not getting along with your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your boyfriend. And this is part of 5 videos, or actually 6 videos or 7 videos. The balls are going in, but my balance is off and something is wrong. And at first I couldn't figure it out, and this was right after Christmas. And at first I'm thinking, well, this is just me getting old. I'm an old geezer, and this is what happens to old geezers. But I'm not buying that. I found the problem and I fixed it. And right now I'm feeling good at the table, so I have a whole new series of much technically better videos coming up soon. Here's a shot I want to point out. A lot of people, let's pause it here. A lot of people try to do something really stupid right here, and they cut the cue ball loose and they try to go down to the top end rail and come back up table just because it's a straight in shot. And very often they rattle the object ball, or they just can't get back up table, or both. And it's a deceiving situation. It's a straight in shot. So the best thing to do in a case like this shot right here, which I never should have put myself in this position to begin with, is just to roll the object ball up into the pocket and take the difficult, which is really not that difficult, shot on the 9 ball, because chances are very, very good that you're going to wind up with an even more difficult shot on the 9 ball if you cut that cue ball loose. There's an issue. Let's go ahead and go back on that 4-ball shot. I shot a stop shot on the 3 ball to get to this position on the 4, when the right thing to do is just draw back a little bit and shoot the 4 in the same corner, but use that bottom short rail to get back on the 5 ball, which is up table on the same side as the 4 ball. So it's no big deal. We're just, compensating for that error. And so I'm just going to put top right on this 4-ball shot to get around this 9 ball and to get in the same position I would have been if I had shot the 3-ball right. So it's no big deal. The right-hand English is to use that side rail to bounce off and get around that 9 ball. But I wind up hitting the 9 ball, which opens a whole different can of worms, and I have to draw the cue ball off the 5 all the way back down table to get a decent shot on the 6. So it's kind of like a train wreck. One mistake leads to another, to another, to another. So you're constantly trying to get back in line. I did everything right on this 4-ball shot except for one thing, and I shot it too hard. And this is really interesting. If we look at it, even in regular motion, I'm going to play it in slow motion so you can kind of see what's going on. But you can actually see it in regular speed. When I hit the ball, when you hit the ball this hard with a little bit of top on it, the cue ball actually jumps up in the air a microscopic amount when it hits the object ball. And because of the top and because of the right-hand English, it's spinning in air. And it's losing everything that you put on it because it's just wasted energy that's just spinning the cue ball up in the air. So when the cue ball comes back down on the table, it arches, which is more wasted energy. And then when it hits that rail, it doesn't have enough right-hand English, which would be counterclockwise spin, to get around that 9-ball when it hits the rail. Watch it carefully. Right there. See it? And then when it comes down, it arches. And there's just not enough left-hand spin when it gets to that rail to spin it, to angle it on top of the 9-ball. So it winds up hitting the 9-ball. And we'll play it again in regular motion so you can see it. And then we'll go back to the video. This wasn't really going to be a video about analyzing my mistakes. It's still going to be a video about how to break out of the slump, if you want to call it a slump. Alright, well, here's another issue we're going to have to stop the music and deal with here. I think this is important. Because of all the mishaps, I'm trying to figure out how to get on, what's the best way to get on the 7-ball and what's the best pocket to shoot the 7-ball. And I'm looking at that corner pocket near the camera, right at us right here, and I don't like it. So now I'm looking for a better way to do that. And I look at the line on the 7-ball for that corner pocket, and that's absolutely the way to do it. It's the natural angle, shooting the 6-ball in the side right there and just rolling up for a straight-in shot on the 7, which will leave us straight in on the 8. That's dreadful right there. I just kind of poked the 8-ball up when I had a perfect opportunity to get straight in and a foot away on the 9-ball. Not that you're looking to get close to the object ball. You don't need an angle on the 9-ball, so if you can get straight in, get straight in. That was just terrible. Anyway, the whole point of this video is to help you break out of some kind of rut. Don't card that. It's not a slump either. It's just you not analyzing what's wrong with your game enough. And sometimes it takes days, and sometimes you're doing everything physically perfect, and it's just not your physical game at all. So then you can bet that it's something mental, or in my case, it was my balance because I was drinking way too much coffee, way too much very hard coffee. So I pounded and just stay persistent. My best advice is not to play competitively until you're feeling good again back on the pool table. Now I know some of you guys are in the leagues and you have to play no matter how you feel or how well you're playing. And in that case, just go ahead and play your league if you're committed to it. But, just don't go out gambling like a dummy until you figure out what the problem is. And do everything you can to figure it out. I mean, it could be something you ate. It could be how much sleep you got, because lack of sleep screws up everything, your equilibrium, everything. Hey, before I start this last rack, I'm going to be running a live stream, and I want you guys to stop by if you have any pool-related questions, or you just want to shoot the shit, or you want to give me advice, or whatever you want to do. And it doesn't even, it doesn't have to be on pool. It could be on cars if you guys watch my auto videos or how-to videos on, doing construction or fixing your house or whatever. And if I can't answer them, I'm sure Mark Hillier can. He'll be co-hosting. and trying to keep me out of trouble and taking care of all the trolls. And if nobody shows up, it'll just be me and Mark shooting the shit. And Mark is a one pocket player from California, but he plays all the games. I play everything except one pocket. I've played it and I can play it a little bit, but I'm not very good. And I'm not real big into snooker either, although that is a snooker table back there right next to me. There's two of them in there. But anyway, yeah, I just don't use them. There are guys that do use them in the daytime, but I don't use them. Anyhow, I just don't have a date. And I'm a little bit nervous because I don't know how this is going to go. I've never done it before, but I've always wanted to do it. I will keep you posted in my next few videos, and we're going to try to nail it down to an exact date, an exact time. Please show up if you can, and if you can, I understand that too. Let us get on with this video.